back with a new video, and we're going to talk about an it thing going on right now, and that is reverse alcohol. And I don't mean going out on a night on the town and that kind of reverse alcohol. Bathrooms are not included in this. We're talking about using alcohol inks and actually dropping them in your mold before you pour your resin. So I'm gonna add some of my Marabou, y'all know my add some sparkle to my resin. I've mixed up my resin and it's sitting here chilling out while I give y'all an intro and get ready to do this. I'm also going to use some of my abalone shell, which adds a little white and extra sparkle to this beautiful resin. So I'm going to add a little bit of that to my resin. You see, I didn't add a whole lot. I don't want a whole lot. So I'm gonna mix this in without mica flying everywhere. Let's move this just for a minute till we get this mixed in good. And you can see when I mix this up, it turns my resin that little white color, but it's got so much sparkle, y'all. Look at all that sparkle. It's a beautiful color. And I'm gonna do this in layers because this is what I've been seeing everybody doing. It is an it thing. Let resin do its own little thing and react and see what we unmold. What goodness we unmold. So I want to make sure that all this mica, bling it or color art, is very good about their micas blending really easy in resin. You don't have a lot of clumping like you see with the cheaper resins that you get from Amazon, you know, or Temu. We think we're cutting corners. There's that white, y'all. Look how beautiful. Okay, so this is ready to go. I'm gonna set it to the side. Let me stir up. See that blue? There's no colorant in that rainbow, the Marabou. And I'm going to add links to all of this stuff in the description of this video, so you'll be able to get it and find it. See, it just adds that sparkle. See the sparkle? It adds that little sparkle to our resin without changing the clear. You don't lose the clear. You just get a little razzle dazzle. Okay, so we're gonna set those to the side, and you have to do this fairly quick. And I'm gonna use two different whites. I have a pearl white that's metallic, and I have our regular sinker white alcohol ink. These are all alcohol inks, and I'm gonna shake them because this metallic will settle at the bottom. So you wanna make sure it's very combined when you use it. Same thing with the sinker white. It will cake and coat at the bottom. So, all right, let's do our jar first. And I have ceruleum and forest green that I'm gonna use for this one. So I'm just gonna add a drop here, there. And y'all notice I did not pour my green between them. I did not pour my resin in a smaller cup, so we have to move somewhat fast with this. Okay, we added our regular. Let's add a little white behind that. Okay, now we're gonna repeat. Y'all poured it on my one in the middle. our last round of alcohol ink. Let it do its thing. We're gonna put green between it. Ta-da! And one for good measure. And we're gonna top this off. And I want my last to be this beautiful white. Alright, and that is full. Look at those colors already working, doing their thing, y'all. I'm just gonna wipe my gloves off. Always keep my handy dandy. And I'm gently gonna tap this to get the bubbles to come up. Okay, so I didn't use any sinker on this one, and I didn't use any metallic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my lids back on these. Oh no, I'm not, because I have a lid to pour. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, we're gonna let it cure. Now we're gonna do our lid, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're only gonna do 2 on this one because this is not as thick. So you see, this is the reverse. And why is it reversed? Because normally we pour resin first. Look at those bubbles coming up, y'all. Normally we pour resin first, and then we add our alcohol inks. But this way, you add, and I'm just gonna add a little white, because this is already full, y'all. Alright, so it's domed up, the white is there, and we're gonna let it do its thing. So I'm gonna put the lid on these, put them, and I'm just using less resin alcohol ink. It's the 48 count. I love their alcohol ink, y'all, because they stay vibrant. They don't fade easy. Alright, we'll put those away. And we'll put this away. Okay, so we have our lid to our jar. There's my alcohol ink. I'm just gonna give it a little spray to pop the little bubbles there. I'm gonna set this out of the way and let it do its thing. Now we're gonna do some thinkers with the same thing, and I've chosen different colors. So for this one, we're gonna do midnight blue and aquamarine. And I'm just gonna add some of these drops. Whoop. Wow, okay. And I'm gonna add my aquamarine. Well, if it will open. Y'all, sometimes they wanna be a pain. So, let's use aqua instead. There we go. Woo. Okay, we have aqua. We're just gonna drop aqua around. Okay, and now we're gonna pour our clear. And I may not have enough resin to do this like I wanted. So we're gonna pour white. Okay. And now I'm gonna add, let's add some metallic white in this one, y'all. do its own little thing, y'all. And I think we're going to be able to do one more. This time, let's do raspberry and magenta and see what we get. You know what? Let's don't do magenta. Let's do dark magenta. That's a much better. Alright. I don't want to put too much in there. So, let's pour our regular resin. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. That's beautiful. And we're gonna pour some white with the abalone shell in it. Maybe we can do this last one. Y'all, look how beautiful that is. I can't wait to see these. Should we add sinker white to that? Okay, let's add sinker white. Make sure we got everything off the bottom. Oh, gosh. Y'all. There we go. Did not want to open. Let it do its thing. And now our last one, we can do raspberry. And we'll do raspberry and magenta for this one. Let's do that. And for this one, I'm not going to add any metallic or sinker. We'll just let this be all ink. Okay, here we go. Whoop. Okay. Let's pour our clear. Oh, y'all, that's some pretty colors right there. Finish with our white. Y'all, these are going to be so pretty. So gorgeous. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Ooh. I'm so excited, I can't wait to see these. Okay, we have a little bit left. I'm going to find a little mold to put that in, no big deal. But let's spray these with our isopropyl alcohol. And you see how it's creating cells? I don't mind that. So we're going to let these sit. And they're gonna cure. I'm not gonna mess with them. We learned our trick with the fingerprints and all that jazz. We're not doing that again. No. So let's clean up some of this overage here. I'm gonna get out, clean these up, and let these sit, y'all. Tell me so far, which is your favorite color combo? Which do you like the best? I gotta get this cleaned up some. Whoop. Trying to get this cleaned up so we don't have a hot mess and a lot to fix when we take these out. Okay, I think we're good now. Alright, there's our lid. So there we have it, y'all. What do you think about these? And I think I'm just going to use this little baby pyramid. We're gonna, what do we have? Let's do some blue. Pour a little leftover clear in here. This is gonna be wild, y'all. Because I'm just gonna, don't you fall over. Y'all, this pyramid's trying to fall over on me. Can't have that. Alright. Okay. So we have some blue. Now I want to do that midnight. Ooh, too much fell in there. For that. Now we're going to pour our white. And I think I really want to try this. See how it's starting to coat on the bottom? I want to try this metallic white in this and see what happens. Look how that's reacting, y'all. See that? Beautiful. So we're going to put some of the metallic. I put some metallic white. And I want to drop some more aqua since we lost some of the aqua to that darker blue. Okay, and look at that, y'all, reacting. You see that? That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna add the rest of this white. And that's gonna be all. So we just have to let it set up overnight and cure. And I'm not going to stir these. I'm not going to mix these around. I'm not going to do any of that with this. I just want to see and let the resin do its own little thing. So let me set this here. Keep that level. In fact, I'm going to prop some stuff around this to keep it from falling. If my table happens to get bumped by some huskies, can't imagine that happening, huh? Y'all look, isn't this beautiful? I'm super excited. This is the reverse alcohol. We've got it all poured. We're gonna let it do its thing. And we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna see what we have. And y'all, you wanna stay to the end of this because I have a very huge announcement. You don't wanna miss this, I promise you. So, we're gonna let these sit. No fingerprints, no palm prints, none of that. We're letting these sit. It'll only be a few minutes for you guys. It'll be a little longer for me. But remember, stay to the end because I have a huge announcement for you. Okay, can't wait to tell you. See you in a few. Hey y'all, we're back. As you can see, we're done. It's cured. So we're gonna take these out. Let's start with our little leftover one first, with our pyramid. Get him out and free. careful because some of these little points and corners can be really sharp. And this is a thicker resin. I'll tell you what, let me grab my secret. Ta-da! This is my Dawn soap and water, and you can very easily have it in a spray bottle. Just gonna spray down the sides, separating the silicone, a little squirt of soap and water, just a little squirt down every little side, and then I just work that soap mixture around until all, look at that, just squeeze, pop, it's out. Ooh, that's not cured all the way, but okay, no biggie. That's alright. That turned out pretty cool, y'all. There's the bottom, there's our different sides. Whoop. Alright, we'll set him over to the side. Now, let's do the same, you know what? This is kind of bendy too. Smaller things take longer to cure. There we go. So, again, spray a little soap mixture between the silicone. Oop. And look, it comes right off. This still needs to cure a little bit, but there's our green, y'all. Look, isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. This is the forest green, and I believe the aqua is what color we have here. That's really pretty. Alright, let's get the bottom jar. Need to get a little area. There we go. Again, gonna spray my little secret. And some people use alcohol and not a soap mixture, which is fine, you can use that. I find the soap mixture is much better because alcohol will dry your silicone out. Oop, y'all. My ring is wanting to come off. So I'm going to set it to the side so I don't lose it. I'm going to use, ooh, and you got to be careful, some of these, there we go, there we go. Then you just gently pull it up, and I turn my silicone, and it pops out. Let me reshape my mold, get it turned. Well, I'll turn it all right side out after I clean it. But there is our beautiful jar with that green. And I'm not gonna, it screws on and fits. I'm not gonna leave that on because this still needs to cure, and if I were to screw it on now before this completely set, it would be stuck and I would never get it off. So there's a pro tip for you. Don't put your lid on and leave it. Set it to the side and let it completely cure, which could take another 24-48 hours. Just let it sit, it's good. Now we're gonna move to our thinkers, y'all. I love these. This is my favorite mold, I think. I usually do these with marble. But I wanted to see how this looked with this reverse alcohol ink. So this one, and you see my silicone is stained a little bit, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not going to affect any of my future pours. And you see I have some excess here. What I do, and these aren't my good fabric scissors, but they work just as well. I just trim this excess off. No problem. Why it's still soft. Another good thing you could use is cuticle scissors, because they have that little curve, so you can get in these smaller areas really easy. But just gonna trim a little excess off here. I'm not worried about it because I can finalize it all. There, most of it's trimmed off. I can finalize it all when it fully sets and I can use my file. But here we go. We did not put any dropper in here. We did not use the sinker white. We didn't use the metallic white in this. This is just alcohol ink with clear resin and our white shiny back, y'all. Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. So there's that one. This one we used the regular sinker white in. We did not use the metallic for this one because I wanted to see the two different side by side how they do with each other. And we used the magenta and I want to say rose. I know we used rose in this, but I want to say we used magenta and rose for this mold with the sinker white and the white sparkly abalone shell. Oh, I didn't spray this with alcohol. There we go. There you go, y'all. Look how pretty that is. We'll set this mold to the side so I can clean it. Look at that. So beautiful and cute. There's the back. You see some feathering from the white sinker. Didn't really, you can see some on the side here. You see the little spores where it dropped. See a little in the head. I could have added a little more sinker white, I think. But it's pretty cool. This is the one I've been waiting on. I think this is the one y'all are waiting on too. Tell me below, which color were you most anxious to see the result? The pink and purple, the greens, or these blues? And this is the one we use the metallic ink in. I am really excited to see how that worked. Alright, fold my mold, put it to the side so it can be clean. Alright, are you ready? There's our back. Oh, there it is from the front. Look at that little splatter of metallic. Oh, you can see on the side how it dropped down some along the knee. You can see it here on the legs. Metallic alcohol ink, y'all. That's gorgeous. Kind of like that there, like where the heart would be. It dropped because this is really thin right here. You can see this part here is thin, so it dropped pretty quick, where the other had more resin to resist that drop. So maybe that's something to keep in mind for future. But I love how it like wisps there. So there's our blue. So we're all done. And I know y'all are dying to hear, because I told you, be ready because I have a major announcement coming, right? So a lot of y'all are here from the beginner tutorial group, and I learned that a lot of y'all think that's my group. Well, it's not my group. It is a group that I was helping somebody because I wanted a way to give back to beginners. I really wanted to be helpful because I know how much art really helped pull me out of depression and how beneficial it was. And I wanted to repay that and help people who were overwhelmed like I was, who were anxious about starting, who had no idea where to start, what UV resin meant, what regular resin was, you know, the different colorants, what is the difference between mica powder and paste and alcohol inks and all the dyes. So I started giving back in this group, and I created videos and tutorials for beginners, which y'all see here, and I really spent a lot of my time helping in that group, and I didn't really have a say about how it was run or how beginners were protected from scammers or wasting a lot of resin when we could simply erase bad advice so they didn't go down that road. Because like me, I believed everything I read. So I decided, since I'm spending so much time in that group and don't have a lot of say, I'm just going to start my own group where I can do what's right by beginners, and I'm already dedicating a lot of that time, so that won't change. But it will allow me to have a voice and a say in how things are run. So I did start my own Facebook group with the help of a very good friend and very smart and also very helpful Zam. I know you'll have seen her in the resin chats too. She helps a lot as well. So we started our own group, and you can find it on Facebook. I will link it in the description. You can reach out to me on Facebook. I will happily invite you to that group. It's not taking away from the other group and the admins who run that group. It's their group. They get to choose how they want to run it. And that's through nobody's fault of their own. But I really wanted to have more say and be able to protect beginners more than I had the ability in that group. So I will link that new Facebook group in my description. Y'all are more than welcome. You're more than welcome to bring friends, recommend it to whoever you want. My goal is simply to help beginners. I want to help people learn the do's and the don'ts so they can focus on the therapy that this art gives you to pull you out of grief. I was in a very deep depression from grief after I lost my mom. It was very hard. Sorry. And I want to use this to help other people find the therapy that resin gave me. So, sorry, I didn't know I was going to cry. So if you want to join me, you want to find me and my advice and my love and my support, I will be in that new group. I won't be in the old resin group anymore. I'm going to dedicate my time to this new group and really helping beginners. And it's named Cats Beginners Resin Group. It's artist helping artists. We all help each other. I still learn things. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And I'm not ashamed to share my mistakes with you guys so you can learn from that. But, sorry I cried. That was very unexpected. I didn't think that was going to happen. But I'm very passionate, and I do have a servant's heart. And I just want to help other people. So, you can find me in the new group. I love you guys. I thank you for your support. I wouldn't be able to do all this without you guys, and you mean a lot to me, and I hope that you're learning something. I truly hope that I'm making a difference with my videos, and I'm helping you guys. So make sure you do all the YouTube things and go to Facebook and join that group. Let's start a new family there, and let's help each other learn through mistakes and grow as a group. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give me this a thumbs up so other people can find it. Until next time, y'all, happy arting. Ta-ta for now.